Welcome back to Silent Pew. Today, I want to talk about one of the biggest conversations in the gun world. Should you buy an AR-15 or should you build one? Let's talk about it. Let's get started with buying an AR-15. Simply because it's one of the easiest ways to get started, especially if you're a new gun owner. When you buy a completed AR, such as this Daniel Defense PDW, what you're paying for is the gun already being tested, the quality control is handled, there's no tuning, and the gun is basically ready to go out of the box. You don't have to worry about any of the complex things, such as head spacing, torque specs, or even staking your castle nut. And with any reputable manufacturer, you're gonna get the customer service and the warranty that comes with your purchase as well. So if anything fails, anything goes wrong, you don't have to guess on what it is. You can send it directly back to the manufacturer, and their warranty department should be able to get you taken care of. Goes back in your hands, ready to go. You're also gonna have the minimal time investment. You don't have to source any parts. You don't have to invest any time during assembly. Everything's ready to go, like I said. So you can literally run to your local gun store, buy the firearm that you want, take it home, or you're ready to shoot right there if they have a range. Now remember, just because you bought a completed rifle doesn't mean you have to keep it plain Jane stock. You can customize it however you want. So if you want to throw a holographic sight on there, or a red dot, a flashlight, a foregrip, you want to change the way that it looks, that's completely up to you. But getting started is as easy as can be when you buy it complete in the first place. So when you're buying a rifle, whether you're a new gun owner or you're 30 years experience, these are some of the pros that you can rely on. Now let's talk about some of the pros of building. And this is where you get full control over every component. When you build, you get a custom rifle with no compromise. Everything from your muzzle device, to your handguard, to your upper and lower receiver, down to the trigger, and every spring, pin, and everything else you can think of that goes into your gun. When it comes to building, you get to pick everything piece by piece. And not just the exterior like I was just talking about with your handguard and your upper and lower receiver, but everything in between. I'm talking about your roll pins, your springs, your gas system, your buffer tube, your castle nut, the brands that you want to go with if you want to mix and match them. Everything is completely up to you. In my opinion, everyone should build at least one rifle because you should know inside and out how a rifle works anyways, and the best way to do that is to literally build it from scratch. When you do build, it takes a little bit of time, but you truly understand all the torque specs, how everything works together, what needs to be cleaned, what might fail, and where to look if you have a failure. So yeah, building a rifle can definitely do you some justice. Now both of these have some fantastic pros, but I'm not here to sell you one way or the other. So we gotta make sure we take a look at the downsides too. Some of the downsides to buying is that you're gonna be limited to what comes stock. And when you've already spent a specific dollar amount on the gun itself, some of the upgrades can be pretty pricey. Not to mention, you're literally replacing pieces that are already a part of the gun. For example, if you replace the trigger, you're literally spending money on something you've already spent money on, if you know what I mean. And then you're gonna have something that can be considered a pro or a con, but that's gonna be that most manufacturers are gonna send your rifle heavily overgassed. And the reason that is because the more overgassed it is, the less likely it is to fail under stress or if it's just getting dirty. Now let's move over to the downsides of building. And number one on my list, mistakes cost money. When you're building, you take full ownership and responsibility. So if you mess something up, whether you over torque something, strip something, or just flat out break something, you're gonna have to buy another one. And don't forget the gas tuning, especially if you're new to it. The gas tuning can literally make or break your rifle. I'm talking headaches on headaches if you don't get it right. This could be one of the top causes of malfunctions with your firearm. And that brings me to my next point, which is no single company is responsible for the failures, especially when you're buying from numerous different companies to bring that rifle together. This last one can be considered a big downside, but it's gonna depend on where you are in your rifle building journey. If you don't have any of the tools, you're gonna have to make that initial investment to buy the tools you need, but you should only have to do it one time. If you already have the tools, well, then you can skip this part because you don't need to worry about buying them again. Some of the tools are gonna be your everyday tools that you can find in your garage, but some of them are gonna be rifle specific. And I'm telling you now, get the tools that you need for the job, the right tools that you need for the job, because you don't want to mess things up and you don't want to have to rebuy things you've already purchased. Again, back to point number one, mistakes cost money. The one thing I didn't discuss is which version is cheaper. And there's a reason for that. There is no cheaper version. You can literally go buy a rifle that costs $400 or $500, or you can go buy a rifle that costs $2,000 or $3,000. And on the flip side, you can build a rifle for somewhere around $400 or $500. At the same time, you can go buy all the Gucci parts or all the high-end parts, if you will, and have yourself a $2,000 to $3,000 build. The only thing that I'll say when it comes to the money is that if you're building a rifle, then you get to buy everything you want right off the bat. However, if you buy that rifle complete and you want to replace parts like the trigger or the muzzle device, for example, then yeah, you are re-spending money that you technically already spent money on because you're replacing parts that you already have on that gun. So should you build or should you buy? Drop a comment down below and let me know which one you're doing and why. And if this video helped you out, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And share this with a friend or two. It helps out more than you know. As always, stay safe and shoot straight.